guys, welcome back to the We Are City channel, and today is our match review of City's opening Premier League fixture, where we went on to beat West Ham by 2-0. We're looking to do a Premier League review of every game and also the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup games this season. And we'll do player ratings and a review of the game, and I'll go through what I think was positives, negatives from the game, things to pick out. And yesterday's game, as it is now, today as I record it, was a fantastic game for Manchester City in the end, wasn't it? We played so well. A little bit slow for my liking. I do think we controlled the game brilliantly. We did play a little bit slow for my liking. I think there was parts of the game where I thought we need to just give it a bit more, go up the gears. But in the end, City never had to go up the gears, did we? We stayed relaxed and we played the way we wanted to play without even really getting out of third gear. West Ham, in the end, were very easy to beat. The game was, like I said, slow. And the key man in the game, the man up top, HAALAND, made the difference, didn't he, in the end? And this is a game I would have said we wouldn't have won last season. And that I do believe. Last season, we wouldn't have won that Premier League fixture. I think the penalty, the run HAALAND makes, I don't think Sterling wins that penalty or Gabriel Jesus wins that penalty. They'll try to shoot and miss the chance. And obviously the chance HAALAND scores, which is against the run of play a little bit when West Ham are trying to get back into the game. Again, HAALAND finishes that. I don't think Sterling and Jesus one-on-one finish that chance either. So that is massive for City, isn't it? That shows immediately the difference he is making. Not Sterling Haaland standing out, but I think Cancelo, Diaz and Rodri, those three are real standouts today. A bit of a worry that Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne were off it today. I thought both off the pace, really. Hopefully with a bit of fitness and time they will get back into it. But it was really good to see City perform like that on the opening day. Now, one thing I wanted to pick out tactically was the way Pep Guardiola set City up with the two fullbacks, Walker and Cancelo, playing pretty much in front of the two centre-backs with Rodri in the middle, the two midfielders narrow as well, and the wingers the only players out wide. Now, City did this in pre-season last season. They did it against Blackpool, I think it was, and a few other teams, 3 teams who played in pre-season. Pep Guardiola went with that tactic. Now, we went to that Spurs game where he did exactly the same thing, and we got played off the park, and Spurs beat us 1-0 on the counter. City couldn't beat us. From then on, we didn't really see that tactic again, did we? We haven't seen it again, but Pep Guardiola's brought it back this season. Now, interestingly enough, what I thought of, and I think about watching the game as well, HAALAND, what he brings to Manchester City, what he's brought today with those 2 goals, is, for one of them is, if we'd signed Harry Kane last summer, and no doubt Harry Kane would be a great signing for Manchester City, and we lost Raheem Sterling, where does the pace in the team come from? Harry Kane is not making those runs in behind. Harry Kane is the one dropping deep and picking out the passes for the runs in behind, like he does for Heung-min Son, like he does for Dejan Kulusevski. At Spurs, at Manchester City, that wouldn't be possible. Grealish and Foden both don't want to make those runs. De Bruyne doesn't either. So thankfully we've signed HAALAND, who wants to make those runs. I mean, people said he wouldn't get that sort of space in the Premier League like he has in the Bundesliga. Well, he got that space, didn't he? And when he gets that space, I mean, he doesn't even need space. You've seen the goal, the penalty that he gets 5 yards of space, and he's just so deceptively quick over the first few yards that West Ham couldn't deal with it. Areola comes out, I think, against Sterling or Jesus. They hit that at the keeper. Areola, saves that. HAALAND tries to take it around the keeper. I think he's deceptively quick for his size as well. So City were fantastic to do that. I'm at the Bournemouth game next week. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a great game. HAALAND again, chance to shine. And, I mean, if Erling Haaland doesn't pick up any injuries, how many goals will he score this season? A shining light in today's game, of course. Diaz, like I said as well. Cancelo, ridiculously good as always. When he's not asked to defend, he's brilliant. I think, obviously, we know he's a bit shaky defensively. Also, we're going to do player ratings as well. So let me pull up the player ratings for you guys to see here. These are my player ratings. This is the Fantasy League. Player ratings first, Fantasy League afterwards. We are going to be doing a Fantasy League review every week as well in the Premier League. So these are my player ratings and my man of the match. So Ederson, I've gone with about a 6 as an average, 7 just above average, and then so on. So Ederson gets a 7 for us today. I think he made one good save. It was pointless because he was offside. We had a shaky first few minutes, but he helped us in the build-up from the back. Just an average performance, just above average performance for Ederson. Kyle Walker gets a 7. I think sometimes he ruined attacks, Kyle Walker. I think when he got in a position to put a ball into the box to HAALAND or to find a pass, he went too safe. And I think City played very safe today anyway. But I think Kyle Walker went too safe sometimes. Diaz made some really good clearances, I think. Saved us a few times. West Ham did have a few little moments, didn't they? Only one shot, I think, on target all game. I think 4 of the shots they had all came in the first few minutes. Diaz was there to make sure he protected the back line throughout, and that made a difference. Nathan Ake, a 7. He was just solid as he always is at the back, really. I think we're going to struggle with Diaz and Ake at the back long term because those two just cannot play the ball at the back like Stones and Laporte can. That can cause an issue. Joao Cancelo was a magician in that left-back role, just dropping into the midfield most of the game, picking out the passes. Him and Grealish seem to have a really good connection. I'd love to see Cancelo on the right-hand side as well, and maybe an actual attacking left-back coming, because City do like width. And I think, imagine if City brought in a left-back, Cancelo at right-back. Cancelo tucks in where Walker was. The left-back goes where Grealish was, really high on the byline, and Grealish tucks in. And you've got Cancelo, Grealish, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Foden, all picking up the passes in the middle. And then you've got the width on the outside of the wing-back and the left-back. If we sign one, that would be fantastic. Rodri gets a 9. He is my man of the match, Rodri. The connection from defence and midfield and attack, he is the linchpin to Manchester City. And without him, I think we'd struggle without him. Kevin De Bruyne, very average game from KDB. I thought it was poor today. Just an average game. The same goes for Phil Foden. Just couldn't get in the game. Foden's first ever game for City on that right-hand side. I don't think he'll work on the right, Phil Foden. But he played there today. I think City will play more on the left-hand side. I think that suits him more. I think Phil Foden wants to try and play on the right and cut inside and get goals. But I think Mahrez is much better than that, than Foden. Foden's better at shooting across the goalkeeper, isn't he? Gundogan a 7. Some poor moments from Gundogan, some good moments. I think a 7, he's above average today. Jack Grealish today, thought it was really good. Good link-up play with Cancelo. Good link-up play with Haaland as well. Phil Foden a 6 and Erling Haaland a 9. Erling Haaland, 2 goals, 2 shots on target, 2 goals. That's what we signed him for. And he is going to cause problems to the Premier League this season, isn't he, for the teams. On the bench, the likes of, Bernardo Silva and Phillips and Mahrez, they all get 6s. Just above average when they came on, didn't really do anything spectacular. Cole Palmer, I'll give him a 5. He came on. Obviously, Pep sees the future of Cole Palmer by playing him in today's game. But he had a few poor touches. I'm not completely sold on Cole Palmer, personally. And then finally, Julian Alvarez gets a 7. I think he was quite lively when he came on. Had a shot that screamed and smashed Kurt Zuma in the face, which, of course, you've got to give him a good rating for that. And then finally, Pep Guardiola, an 8. I think his tactics worked today. They did work. We just kept West Ham so quiet. And considering the fixture last season where West Ham were all over us, they didn't get a sniff today, did they? Gerard Bowen, I don't think he even touched the ball. Mikel Antonio, Skamaka had a chance, but he was offside. A very professional performance for Manchester City in the end, and West Ham could not get near us. And now for the Fantasy Premier League player ratings, the Fantasy Premier League as well. This is how the league table is currently looking after match day 1. I'm down in 40th place, by the way. Not a good start. There is some hilariously good names in here, which I cannot say. But we'll mention the guys at the top. Raheem loves Sterling. Brilliant name. It's true, isn't it? He is top of the table with 81 points. A few other people in there. Honestly, really interesting names. Some of them I can't even read out, guys. I cannot even read those names out. They're so funny. But you guys are doing great in the Fantasy League. We're going to do a review on our match day review every time. So after every match day review, we will put the Fantasy Premier League review in there like we've done today, and we'll see how things go. So thank you very much for watching. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join our Fantasy Premier League. You're only 1 game behind. You can definitely pick it up if you're good at it. Pick up the points. And that is our review. We'll see you guys next time.